Good job! Good job! I got a gold star for your forehead. Catch me later.
Hey, good morning everybody. Welcome to the vlog. I hope the start of your day is amazing. It is truly awesome to be back at the shop pretty much for the next 4 or 5 days. Nothing crazy and unusual other than snake work and whatever else comes up. But I'm excited because not only do I have to start working on the colubrids over here, but I have to also get the pythons and the boas all get situated. So a little time here is going to be awesome. How is your day going? Why don't you tell me down below in the comments? I like to learn and read about you guys. I read your comments every day, all day. Let me know what you're doing today. Tell me something cool about you. I'll just wait here while you guys are commenting. This is kind of awkward. Okay. So now I'll share the rest of my day with you guys. Oh, and by the way, let me digress for 1 second. I'm actually alligator sitting. So as my boy RJ is out just kind of hanging out, getting a little bit of run around time, I want to show you this cute little monkey. I actually am gator sitting for a friend of mine. And look at how cute it is. Oh my gosh. That is the cutest little thing in the world. I mean, is that thing cute or what? Again, this is just a little baby alligator. And this is just its travel cage. He's got a really big enclosure at my buddy's place, but this is just something to keep. I'm only gonna keep this guy. I'm only alligator sitting for about 6 or 7 days, but isn't this guy so cute? I tell you what, it's amazing to think that, in just a couple years, he's gonna be that big. I mean, how cool is that? Yeah, let me tell you what, baby alligators are some of the cutest little guys in the entire world. But again, guys, alligators aren't really pets for people. Yeah, I have one. Yeah, my buddy has one. But, it's not something that, I probably wouldn't even have an alligator. Well, no, I probably would. But the reason I have RJ is just really for educational shows, so I can take him and kind of use him as an ambassador to get people excited about reptiles and wildlife. And he's a showstopper. And this is basically the same thing that this guy is going to be eventually as well. So he is just the cutest little alligator in the world, and I have to show him to you guys. It's weird, you guys may dog sit or cat sit or whatever, but I alligator sit. Okay, so first task of the day is that Andrea and myself are going to reorganize her section, which are all the baby ball pythons. And as you can kind of see, during the course of the year, we set up babies and we kind of go chronologically from when they hatch, from youngest to oldest down the way. But the problem is that it's not a problem, but as we sell, there's obviously gaps in stuff, and we just start, getting to the point where, you see racks like this that are, 3/4 empty, and it just becomes kind of weird. So what we do, we consolidate, which helps us as far as the amount of space we're using, and we can turn off the racks that we don't need so we're not wasting electricity, but also we can alphabetize them so that, it's easy to find. And again, these are all captive hatch babies from us, so we don't have to worry about spreading anything when we're moving stuff around and so on like that. So Andrew, you good at the alphabet? Kind of good. So so anyways, we just have to literally go through, and I guarantee you that we're gonna, at some point, we'll have all the A's and B's and C's, and then we're gonna get down to the F's, and we're gonna find an A again, and we're gonna have to rearrange it, because that just happened. So, you ready for this?
Yes.
Okay, let's do it. Just as a reset, what it is that we do inventory all the time, and this is the inventory right here. And it, of course, we alphabetize the inventory. So in theory, what we have to do is just find the animals that are on this list at the top and go down the list. So like, for instance, we have one female banana. That would be the very first animal that goes in the rack, and then goes on and on and on. The problem is, of course, finding one banana female in all of the snakes sometimes can be a little bit difficult. At least Andrea does work with these all the time, so I'm sure a lot of the time she's gonna go, oh yeah, I remember exactly where that is.
Don't count on me.
Don't count on me. Okay.
Bad memory.
Bad memory. Okay, no worries, we'll get through this. So that's how the system works. Okay, so the first major, colossal, damaging, horrible event happened thanks to Andrea. No, I can't really blame Andrea. It's just as much my fault. But we got all the way to the ends of the E's, so we're almost to the next thing, and we thought we didn't have a bumblebee ball python. Turns out we found the bumblebee ball python, so I got to arrange all these snakes to move over just so that I can fit one snake right here. And I'm not going to take the blame, so I am blaming Andrea.
I warned you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Her fault always. All fixed. Andrea, try not to mess up again.
I'm not gonna hold you to that.
Awesome. Okay, back to work. We are done, Andrea.
Yay.
You killed it. Good job. That was awesome, huh?
I was awful at that.
No, you were great at it. Literally, you saved me at least 10 times by myself, seriously.
Well, I
So thank you.
appreciate that. You're welcome.
We did a good job. So now this is all organized in alphabetical order. So not only does that mean we can inventory stuff much more quickly and efficiently, but also when we're packing, we can find stuff very simply as opposed to running around and finding it all over the place. So this is awesome. We do this once a year, every year. Before we start producing eggs again, we make sure we organize everything. So big job done. Hey, Lori, guess what? I rearranged all the babies. They're all alphabetized now.
Oh, the baby what?
The baby ball pythons.
Oh.
They're all good. Do I get a cookie?
Yeah, sure.
What kind of, do I get a reward for my hard work?
Yeah, you'll get some.
I'm like, I don't know what that means. That doesn't sound good. Sounds like I'm going to get a punishment. She always rewards me. She always makes me feel so good. You know, that's the sign of a great boss. When you do something and they make you feel so welcomed and thankful. She's so good. Don't you guys think?
Are you being sarcastic?
I am not being sarcastic. I'm being honest.
Because I feel like I'm the queen of sarcasm, and I was catching a lot of sarcasm in that.
No, you are such a reward. You're like an inspiring person. You inspire me to work harder.
Oh my God! Just stop right now.
Thanks, Lori. You keep being
You're the best, Brian. Good job. Good job. I got a gold star for your forehead. Catch me later.
You keep being you. Love you. A ton of times you guys are asking me to show some leopard geckos, and you guys know I have a lot of leopard geckos. As a matter of fact, my adult group of leopard geckos is coming up pretty soon to start breeding, which is going to be great, but it's also a ton of work and time, so it's a plus and minus. We're excited about it, and we're also a little bit like, holy crap, that's going to be a lot of work. Regardless, I did want to show you guys some cool ones. Take a look at this one right here. This is just a snow, white, and yellow possible eclipse, but take a look at how gorgeous that animal is. I mean, again, you can just see that snow and the white and yellow gene mixing just amazingly. And again, it's a possible het eclipse, which just basically means the eclipse is a recessive mutation, and this is a possible het because one of the parents was a het eclipse. This is another really gorgeous animal here. This is a super hypo white and yellow het tremper possible het eclipse. Take a look at how gorgeous that is, huh? I mean, that is a really beautiful animal. So again, that white and yellow gene does so much to stuff like this. It's just a really, I mean, the white and yellow gene is just a really great gene. Take a look at this one right here. This is actually a super snow, which is the super version of a max snow, but it's also line bred for that really cool pattern. I mean, just take a look at how gorgeous that is. And that's one of the things that's really great about leopard geckos is that they're so polygenic, which just basically means they've got a lot of color paint jobs, and you can do so much with them. Take a look at this one here. This is actually a Mac Tremper white and yellow. So again, it's the Mac Snow. It's a Tremper albino, which is one of the forms of albinos, and it's also a white and yellow. And oh my gosh, that's just so incredible. I tell you, we produce a lot of really stunning leopard geckos. And the thing about leopard geckos is most of them get much better as they get bigger. So what's neat is that when we're hatching thousands of babies, they look really cool. But now this time of the year, now that they're like this size, they're just looking spectacular. This just happens to be a Tremper Sunglow Marble Eye. And the Marble Eye is just kind of that really weird pigment, much like the Eclipse gene, but it's different. It's not the exact same gene, but it works very similarly to the Eclipse gene. Oh, and then lastly, I want to show you guys, a lot of people have asked about Roswell and said, how's Roswell doing? So here is Roswell, guys, my little alien guy. Look at that face. Look at that alien face right there. That thing is crazy. I mean, that's as alien as you possibly can get. Oh, he's gonna come and abduct you anytime. But anyways, there's Roswell. You guys asked for me to update you. Roswell's doing really good. Again, unfortunately, quite frankly, to be honest with you guys, Roswell is a actual mutation in the sense that it's kind of a deformity. I'm not going to breed Roswell. I'm not going to try to produce big-eyed geckos. It's just something I'm not going to do. It happens when you're producing thousands of geckos, especially when you have the genes where you're really mixing a lot of different genes occasionally, and it happens with snakes and all kinds of other animals, bearded dragons, you name it. When you're breeding something, and for that matter, it happens with dogs and cats and lions and tigers as well. But when you're mixing a lot of gene pools, occasionally you get a deformity. In the case of Roswell, it's larger eyes and it looks really interesting and it's really cool and it's going to be kind of a mascot animal for us. But the truth is, it is a deformity, so we're not going to reproduce it. We're not going to try to produce more with big eyes. As a matter of fact, leucistic Texas rat snakes were like that back in the 90s, where there were a lot of bug-eyed leucistic Texas rats. So the big eyes came along with the white leucistic gene, and a lot of people started breeding for the bug eyes because they thought they were so unusual looking. And after a while, people were like, that's really something we shouldn't breed for. So over the last maybe decade and a half, most people have bred the big eyes out of the leucistic Texas rats, and now the vast majority, including all the ones we produce, come out with normal size eyes. So I just want to assure you, I'm not breeding Roswell. He is going to be an animal that we'll keep as a mascot, but we're never going to reproduce him. But there's your update, and there's some leopard geckos for all you guys asking about it. Doesn't it feel great when you accomplish something that you've been wanting to do for a little while? With rearranging all these animals and now being able to unplug so many racks, it's really feels great, because not only is things organized now, which will make my life easier for packing, inventory, and all that stuff, but I also save money and electricity, which is good for the environment, by not running half-empty racks. So this is perfect. And then we can put all the clean tubs that are empty back in these racks, which will make it look nice, and they'll be ready for when babies start hatching. I don't know, when I accomplish something like this, it just makes me feel great inside. I'm just one of those guys that always has to feel like I'm moving forward, It doesn't have to be like huge leaps of moving forward. It just has to feel like every day I'm achieving something and I'm getting closer to an ultimate goal. And my goals change constantly. Once I reach a goal, I set a new goal, or maybe I have a short-term goal and then a mid-term goal and a long-term goal. And I'm always trying to reach those goals in all kinds of different facets. So in the reptile breeding, I may have a goal. In the vlog, I may have another goal, and in other parts of my life I have other goals, and I'm always on every opportunity trying to make sure that I'm inching up the ladder towards my ultimate goal. So I don't, maybe you guys can do that too. It makes you feel good when you're achieving things. You wake up in the morning, at the end of the day you go, wow, I was able to do that. And even if it's something relatively small, just being able to achieve something makes us feel better about ourselves. So just a little word, if you guys want to take it. It's up to you. Oh, and before I get out of here, I wanted to give you guys what I think is some really good news. I called over to the animal hospital today to check up on Mr. Rabbit that we rescued last week, and they ended up putting it on some antibiotics, giving it some fluids, and it does seem to be coming back. So they didn't have to euthanize it, which is absolutely amazing. And they said if it continues on the path, hopefully within the next week or so, they'll be able to re-release it back into the same area, at least a general. They're not gonna put it in my back parking lot, but they're gonna put it in the general area so that it can be back in its own area. So anyways, I just wanted to tell you, that's great news. Who knows what's gonna happen, but at least they didn't have to euthanize it. So anyways, I am out of here and I'm gonna go hook up with Lori, and tonight I'm gonna try to talk her into go seeing Kong, because last night she just wanted to sit around and be lazy. So hopefully I can convince her. Okay, just home, and it turns out that we are gonna go to the movies, but we're not gonna go see Kong. We're gonna go see Logan, which is awesome because I wanted to see that movie too. The only problem is it starts in 10 minutes, and we're about 15 minutes away from the movie theater, so we better get going or we're gonna miss the movie. All right, Laura, let's go. Let's go, Laura. Let's go. Laura, let's go.
Bye.
Let's go. Let's go. Ah! She's so violent. Okay, we made it to the theater. It is about 7 minutes past when the movie was supposed to start, so hopefully we'll just miss the previews. Yeah. Good. So we're gonna get popcorn?
Of course.
Of course.
Silly question.
Even if we're late, we need the popcorn. Okay, this better be a good. We're seeing Logan.
Yeah.
Logan.
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 Logan. As it turns out, we're right on time, so this worked out perfect, huh?
And you could have it, I would keep myself.
So I tell you what, that was a pretty intense movie. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but it definitely was crazy. Definitely suggest going if you haven't seen it already, because I think it was one of the better of the X-Men movies, to be honest with you. Did you like it, Lauren? It was pretty epic, guys. So I'm glad we finally got, even though I really wanted to see Kong, I'm actually glad I saw Logan. So I appreciate you guys joining us today. It was a pretty cool day to be back kind of in a normal situation. Like I said, I think that I'm gonna be in town for the next several days. I've got a couple little trips planned, but I don't think they're gonna happen until next week potentially. So gotta feed colubrids for the first time this week. I got a bunch of really cool stuff that I'd love to share with you guys. I hope you'll enjoy the journey that I'm about to take you on each and every day, because to be honest with you, I don't even know what tomorrow is gonna bring. Do me a favor and smash that like button, and as always, hit the notification bell so you know when I upload videos. Be kind to somebody. I promise. I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow.